Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? So I had a lot of comments and a lot of questions of just all you guys are going through a bunch of different scenarios and situations, and I understand because we all go through some stuff. I understand. So I wanted to take the time to sit down and just have a little chit chat with you guys because I feel like we haven't had a talk in a while. And just to answer some frequently asked questions, and these are more on like the serious note, so I hope I can really help you guys out. Now, just as a reminder, I am not a professional, I am not a therapist in any way, and if anybody actually has some serious issues or if you are in danger in anything, I would really ask that you go to an adult or somebody that you trust, a legal guardian, and you go and seek help if you need it immediately. And please, how can I be more confident in myself and not worry about others? Confidence for me is like it's something that comes from yourself, and it takes time. So don't worry if you feel like, oh, like it's not gonna happen overnight, but it's like something that you have to build and work at. It's kind of like having a foundation of love and support from your friends, from your family, and from your own self. So it's a number of things that incorporate like how you are a confident person. So I feel like you have to surround yourself with confident people who love themselves and who love you, who will help uplift you, and family members that can also give you that reassurance, that love, that confidence if you have that. And then if you don't, then you must provide that for yourself. And the best way to do that is to it's literally a constant reassurance of, I am worth it, I am intelligent, I am all the things that you feel like you are not. You need to put those away, and you need to go through things that you love about yourself that you can relate to, like things that make you happy about yourself. And also confidence is like, it's just knowing that you are the only person on this earth and there's only one of you, and no one else can be you, no one else can be like you, no one else is you. So it's owning and accepting that there's only one you, and to not compare yourself to others, and to not look at others and, you know, see them in a better light than yourself, because there's only one you. So you should love yourself more than anybody else does. Confidence is really a mental thing. I feel like it really is how you think about yourself and the things that you want to accomplish. Like, I know when I'm not confident, let's just say for an audition, I ask myself, why am I not confident about this? And it's like, oh, because you don't think you can do it, or, you know, they want this and that. It's like, don't think about the negatives and the bad things that could happen or that you don't like. Think about all the positive things that you can put into something, or why you like something. And you have to change the way you think. And instead of thinking negative, negative, bad, 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 you literally have to program your thoughts to be positive and to good. Even if you feel like you're lying to yourself, like, just continue to do it until it becomes natural. Like, you have to literally block out the negative, the devil on your shoulder, and you have to listen to the angel. The angel's there to protect you and help you. How do you feel about social media and its effect on us? Is it negative or positive? I love social media. It's an amazing platform, but I think it's easy for people to get wrapped up in it, especially platforms like Instagram and Twitter. I feel like for Instagram, people idolize a lot of people on Instagram and idolize people's personal lives, and I feel like what people forget is social media is when people are sharing the good times. Like, that's what we share on social media, are the happy times, and, you know, when we do enjoyable things with enjoyable people. And those memories are supposed to be shared because they're the good times, but we don't post about the bad times. We don't post about, you know, when we're not feeling well, when things aren't going our way. And people forget about that. Like, nobody is happy 100% of the time. we all go through things, and we all go through good and bad things. And so that's why people feel like people's lives are so perfect on social media. No, they're not perfect, but that's what we all strive to, you know, achieve, is perfect lives. So when we're posting on social media, that's what we're posting, are all our good times in life. And then on Twitter, I like Twitter, but I feel like Twitter is becoming this like mob mentality, to where it's just people angry and bickering. And I understand that there is truth and there is hurt behind like the reason why, you know, we react the way we do, and there's the whole social justice thing. But at the end of the day, even though Twitter is just Twitter, the things that we take from Twitter, we actually incorporate them into our real lives, and then we start to actually think that way and do those types of things and interact with each other in that manner. And I think that's really bad, because when you're on Twitter and you're just looking at all those headlines and all that news and stuff, 90% of that stuff is either fake or fabricated or just not healthy for us to constantly see. It's oversaturation of negativity and race baiting and clicks and all that kind of stuff, and it really is detrimental, especially to young teens that are on that website. And you know, some of us are more gullible than others, so when people see that kind of stuff, they really are taking it personally and thinking everything is true when that's not the case. So I feel like definitely people should you know, form their own opinions and their own thoughts before just piggybacking. People should form their own opinions before just going off of what someone else says. You have your own mind, you should form your own opinions. What to do when all my friends have boyfriends but I don't? Well, this is kind of, I feel like there's two answers to this question. If you're feeling like awkward because you're always the third wheel, then I would definitely pull my friends aside and be like, look girls, I love you guys, I respect your relationship, but it's getting awkward. Like every time we go hang out, you want to bring your boyfriends. We don't ever have any girl time. Just tell your friends, like, I miss it when it was just you and I, or all of us girls. You guys literally cannot hang out with me without incorporating your boyfriend. I don't like it. Like, just tell them. Be like, we can hang out sometimes with all of us, whatever, but I need girl time as well. If that's not the case and you're more worried about the fact that you don't have a boyfriend and all your friends do, I would say that's something that you can't rush. I feel like if all your friends have boyfriends and you don't, and now you feel like you need to have one, don't feel that anxiousness. Like, if you are taking your time or you just haven't found someone, that is completely fine. You do not need to be in a relationship if you don't feel like you are ready, because then you're gonna rush it and you might end up in a relationship with someone that you didn't want to be, you know, like in a relationship that you're unhappy in. So I feel like it's best to just wait it out and venture out, you know, meet new people, go experience new things, and you never know who you could meet or come across, and that might be your next boyfriend. But I definitely feel like you should like just wait it out, relax, and don't take it personal. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just your time is going to come. It's just taking a little longer than your friends, but you're okay. How to stop worrying about what others think of you. I feel like other people's opinions of you are just that, opinions. They're not facts, they're not anything like that. So it's like, people are going to have opinions of you, whether they are good or bad. So that has nothing to do with you. You know your character, you know your intentions, and that you meant well. So it's just like, if there's somebody creating false rumors or just talking or hating on you, like, that's them. Let them worry about it and let them figure it out, because that is their business and their issue, especially if you're not doing anything to them and they're just running at the mouth. Like, you can, they can deal with that on their own, because that's their problem with you. Now, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else. Oh,
people do talk regardless.
Exactly, and that's another, like, and another thing is people are gonna talk regardless, whether it's good, bad, whether you're 9 or 19 or 90. Like, people are always going to have something to say, and so it's just like, you just have to let it go. It's not gonna be the last time somebody's talked about you or the first time. Another thing to take into consideration is who is telling you these things. Who is constantly telling you about what other people are saying about you. If this is a close friend or somebody you confide in, I would be aware of what you are telling them and if they're talking about you. Because how is it that every time they and whoever they're talking about link up or whatever it is, they're always talking about you and they always relay it back to you? Your friend should not be constantly telling you gossip and how, you know, your name was in somebody else's mouth a week or so ago. That should not go down. Your friend should be shutting it down and being loyal to you and making sure that they back you up. So also be careful of your friends that are constantly telling you about gossip. Why don't guys find an interest in me, and how can I get over my insecurities when it comes to guys? We all know that guys mature a lot slower than girls, so it's going to take guys time, and I'm pretty sure that whoever asked that is a teenager. If you're 16, then the guy that you like is probably mentally 13. So it's just, you have to take that into consideration as well. So when you have an issue or situation or a crush on a guy, it might not go how you want just because guys don't understand things. They're slow. Besides that, you also have to remember when you're young, you have to play the game with guys. If you have a crush on a guy or someone and you want to get their attention, I know for me, guys love it when you ignore them. Honestly, when you're kind of mean to them and you ignore them. Like, I know for a fact, I'll be like, hi, really friendly, and then that's it. Like, you continue to walk past them, you know? You act like you don't see them, you act like you don't like them, and next thing you know, they want your number, your Snapchat, your Instagram, and they're obsessed with you. So maybe just, like, you know, drop a couple hints to show that the guy that you like, you're interested, and then reel it in. Don't let him see that you are any more interested, because then when you give guys power or a slight hint of things, they always find a way to ruin it. So you want to be very particular in how you go about this. And how can you get over your insecurities when it comes to guys? Just know that, like, even if the guy that you like doesn't like you back, there's so many other guys that would happily like to date you or whatever. I feel like whenever girls specifically like someone, we always feel like we like them and then that's it. Like, we are never gonna find anybody ever again in our lives who we're gonna like this much. And the second somebody else better comes along, we forget that other person even existed. And so sometimes you have to remind yourself that, like, this is just one person in this one point in time who you really, really want or you really, really like, but that doesn't mean that it's going to work out or it even is best for you. So I would just say, you know, if your crush doesn't like you back at the time or whatever, I would just move on. You have so many other options. What to do when a guy keeps bailing on you? If a guy's bailed on you once because he was busy, but he makes up for those plans, I feel like that's fine. But if a guy has bailed on you 3 or more times, honestly my limit would be 1 time, but if it's 3 or more times for you and he's always bailing with an excuse like, oh, I can't, and it's not an excuse like, my family is in need, I have work, or I have school, then I feel like cut him off.
He's just not that into you.
Okay. I just feel like he's a waste of time. Like, he obviously isn't trying to take you guys seriously, so why take him seriously? And it's just like, he obviously enjoys your company on social media or chatting or whatever you guys are doing, but whenever it comes down to actually meeting up, he doesn't want to do that. Dead it. Like, he just wants to play with you online, and that's not cool. And so I would definitely just be like, look, like, I really like your company and our friendship, but every time we try and hang out, you bail on me and I don't have time for that. I'm looking for somebody serious and who's about me. A guy that really likes you is not going to bail on you because of little stuff. He's only gonna bail if he really needs to. A guy that really likes you is going to be persistent and he's going to continuously want to see you, hang out with you. Guys make an effort when they like you. They do. So if he's not making an effort, but that's not a you problem, that's a him problem. So how to save for a car. I think the best method to save for anything is just to, whenever you get a check, is to take a percentage of that and put a percentage aside and put percentage in your account or for yourself or whatever. So if you get a check, you know, every 2 weeks, every month, whatever it is, I would split it 50-50, 50 for yourself and 50 later. That way you have large lump sums just accumulating, and you can get a car before you know it. But you really have to save your money and don't spend it on, like, you know, don't go out to eat if you don't need to, don't go shopping if you don't. You have to be strict with yourself. How to tell the difference between a bond or an attachment. So an attachment is almost like an obsession, and I feel like it's not mutual. It's like one-sided, and it's when, you know, you really want to see somebody and be with them and all that stuff, but it's not reciprocated. And I feel like that is a little obsessive, and it's not your fault, but it's just like, why waste your energy on somebody who is not going to reciprocate it? You know, you're putting all your energy into this person or whatever, and they're not bringing it back to you. That's going to have a negative effect on you after a while. And then a bond is something that is mutual. You guys can grow together, you can have fun together, you can be honest with each other, and it's over time. An attachment is probably quick, and the person might seem clingy or you might seem clingy. A bond, it takes time, it's slow, there's no issues, it doesn't feel rushed, it doesn't feel awkward. And like I said, it should just be like a mutual feeling, I feel like. What to do when your friends don't reciprocate your same energy? I feel like you should set your friend, like, definitely talk to your friends on the side and just be like, look, I feel like I'm putting a lot of energy into the relationship and you're not doing the same, and I would really appreciate it if, you know, you would take the time to really think about me and give as much effort as I do, because I feel like I put a lot of effort into the relationship, and they should listen to what you have to say and fix it right away. If you notice that your friends are like, oh, you're tripping, or they don't fix it, it's like your friends don't really care about how you feel then, because the fact that you even have to tell your friends, you know, to reciprocate your energy, that's 1 strike. But if you tell them about it and they still don't want to fix it, that's 2 strikes. And that's just that. Like, it should be something you guys can mutually talk about. It should be fixed, and that's it. If your friends cannot take constructive criticism about your guys' relationships, then they're immature friends and they don't care about you. It should be a mutual thing. Relationships should be mutual. I've never kissed someone at 18. Is it okay? 1000% it's okay. There's no age limit on when you should do certain things and have certain things done. Like, that is completely up to you and what is right for you. I feel like society puts a lot of pressure on people, like, you know, and teenagers especially, like, we're supposed to do these or certain things sexually with people by a certain age, and that's not true. I feel like you should take your time and wait for the person that you want to do that with and the person that you think is right, and that's it. You don't have to be 18, and like, there's no time limit on that kind of stuff. People are so whack. What to do when you're obsessed with someone else and or their life? I feel like if you're obsessed with someone, it's because it's to fill a void that you are missing, like something that you're missing, or you just are living vicariously through that person. And that's kind of goes back to the whole social media thing that I was talking about earlier. It's just like, that person, their life might seem cool because of social media or whatever, but you don't know what they are going through or anything like that. Or even if it's like a guy that you like and you feel like you're obsessed with them in their life, it's like, that's not healthy, because then you're taking away from your own self, like, and you're focused on them so much that you can't even worry about your own well-being. And I feel like you should come before anybody else. And like I said, it's just like, nobody's life is perfect. Nobody is as, you know, perfect as they seem to be on social media. So it's nothing to obsess over, especially because we always think the grass is greener on the other side, when in reality, we don't know what is on the other side. So I would just be appreciative of, you know, your own life and what you have going on, and to not worry about others, because you can always do that. But if you're putting all your energy into somebody else, you're not putting your energy into yourself, and you're not progressing your own self. Do I tell my friend their partner is cheating? If that is your really close friend, if that is your best friend, if that is somebody you consider close, I feel like you should. If my best friend's boyfriend was cheating on her, I would 1000% tell her, because that is what friends do. Friends are supposed to look out for each other, and if you were friends with this person before you were their partner, then your bond is way more important than their partner's. So yes, you need to tell them. I feel like it's shady if you don't, because then you sat up there and basically allowed it and coddled it, what the partner was doing. So it's like you're taking the side of the boyfriend when that's your friend. So 1000% tell your friend what to do when you've grown out of your friends. I feel like if you've grown out of your friends, then that's simply it. I would be like, you know, like, I got bad love for you, we will always be cool, and just like leave it at, like, you don't have to be mean to them, you don't have to make an announcement, but if you guys just fade away, then that's just how it is, you know. I would definitely tell them, like, look, I love you, I always will, but I just feel like our relationship hasn't been the same in a while, and, you know, just keep it at that. Like, there's no beef, there's no issue, but I have noticed a change in the relationship. Now, if they, you know, are willing to change or whatever it is, you know, if they're willing to work at the relationship, cool. But if you've grown out of someone, then there's most likely you're more mature than them, and you're maturing at a faster rate than them, so they're not even gonna notice. Like, they're just gonna get left behind. And so maybe if your friends are struggling, or if they're extremely like immature to the point where you don't think that they're going in a right direction, guide them if you can, you know, give them some tough love, some constructive criticism, but in the sense to help them, not to hinder them or to talk down on them. How do I deal with being discouraged in acting? This is something that I've felt recently, just because of like my journey with acting, but this is more of like a spiritual thing, I feel. So this might not go for everybody, but I feel like God has put all of us on this earth to serve a purpose, and my purpose is to be a performer, to be an entertainer, to do acting. And so I feel like that is what I was meant to do, and so that's what I'm going to do. Like, that's what I feel best when I'm doing, and when I'm working, and when I'm having fun. So it's like, rejection is a part of life, and so being rejected when it comes to acting is like, I'm used to it, because it's not like, for me, it doesn't feel like rejection. It feels like, okay, that's one opportunity that I had, but it's okay, I'm going to have many more. Like, if you feel like something is meant for you to do as far as career path, then you will find ways to always do that thing and to be incorporated into things like that. And so back to what I was saying about, you know, spiritually, I feel like God put us all here for a reason and a purpose to serve, and my purpose is acting. Therefore, I can't get discouraged at acting. That's something that lives within me, that is my passion, is my dream, is my love, and it won't go away. So despite, you know, I might not get every audition that I go out for, I know that at the end of the day, one day I will get to where I want to go. It might not happen when I want or what I thought, you know, but it's going to happen, because that is my purpose for being on this planet. So that's how I think of it, and that is a great thing that is reassuring for me to constantly think about. And that again is like what I said earlier about like my mentality, and how I have to consistently think positively about myself and my career and just who I am as a person. Like, that's what I constantly think about. So a part of rejection is how you take it mentally. You can't take it and be like, gosh, you can't feel defeated about it. It's not, gosh, I'm never gonna get it. It should be, okay, maybe I need to work harder, you know? So it should be motivation. Like, I didn't get that audition, but I know these next auditions that I get or whatever, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna do 110, you know? So it's just growing thicker skin and knowing that in time you will get where you want. Okay guys, so those were the advice questions. I hope I was able to help you guys out. I love you so much, and I hope that we can all go through this amazing life journey of figuring out ourselves and everything together. If you have any other questions or comments or anything, or would like to continue this discussion, please do in the comment section. We can all have a sit down and share lovely lady advice, and gents as well. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.